Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Sunday early evening episode of Ted's Booze Cellar, the premier alcohol review show here on YouTube, with me, your most gracious host, Ted. So it's currently 33 past 5 in the evening on the 17th of January 2021. So I hope I'm finding you all in a good state of affairs. Granted, I know that's probably quite difficult at the moment with all of our outstanding circumstances considering the pandemic and everything, but I hope things get back to normal very soon, and I hope we're all able to get back to our normal lives very soon. So, today we're going to be taking a look at the final of the Christmas beers that my brother got me, and if you guys don't know, I got a box of 9 craft beers from my brother in the post for Christmas. I didn't review some of them, I just drank some of them for enjoyment because some of them I'd already reviewed within like the last year or so. But I have reviewed like most of them that he gave me. But so today we're going to be taking a look at the last one, and I'm pretty sure I've never tried this one before. This is Imbongo, which is a tropical IPA from Boundary. Now, Boundary are quite interesting because they're a cooperative brewery, so they are owned by the members of said brewery. And it says on the back here, Tropical IPA. It took us 18 months of experimenting with our push and pull IPA series to discover this hop combination of Mosaic and Azaka. Consider yourself discovered. So, already stirring up interesting thoughts of discovery and craft and passion and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see what this is like. It says it was brewed and canned in Belfast, so it would seem then that this is a Northern Irish brewery. Best before 19th April 21. Alcohol percentage 5.5, which is kind of what I was expecting for an IPA of this size. So yeah, that seems fair. It's got one of those craft IPA cans as well, where it's like just standard industry standard chrome metal with like a individually like printed like label placed on it. But I do really like the artistry on the can. It's like very sort of just messy all over the place, but like the colours like really stand out nicely together. So yeah, I'll give that a 10 out of 10. Looks handsome in it, and it's a messy design, but it's nice. I actually do quite like looking at it. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for the can. So yeah, we'll just have ourselves a quick snifter of what this is before we taste it. It doesn't really give much of a description of the head, the smell, or the eye of the drink in question, so I'm not really sure what my impressions are going to be like. I've had good tropical IPAs in the past, but we'll see what this is like, so let's give it a sniff. Okay, kind of smells like what I'd expect, really. It smells like sort of a standard citric sort of IPA with that sort of slightly bitter tang in the after smell, which is overset by this like sort of light, sort of sweet mango-y smell. So it's all very light, very complementary towards one another. You've got that bitterness at the end, this citrusy undertone, and this mango-y smell throughout. So yeah, I'll give that a 10 out of 10. Very pleasant. Doesn't sting too much in the nostrils, and it's like just there enough that you can smell what kind of a flavour this is going to be, but not so much that it overpowers your senses. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for the smell. But, as usual, we'll have ourselves a quick palate cleanser of water, just to give ourselves an objective standpoint to judge this little sucker from. And then, on to the most important part of the video, which is to see what this little import from Northern Ireland tastes like. So, to my brother, thank you for the beers for Christmas, and to Boundary, I hope this is a good little debut from your brewery on this series. So, to everyone, I hope you had a great weekend, have a good week ahead of you, and bottoms up. Interesting. It's weird because it's got quite a busy texture that's got quite a bit of fizz throughout, and usually I'm not a massive fan of that in IPAs, but here it actually works quite well. Because the impression I'm getting of this is like it's got that mango-y overtaste that I kind of mentioned when I smelled the drink, and that's very much present in the taste as well. And then similarly to the smell, it's undercut by this very sort of thin little bit of citrusiness underneath, and then this tiny little bit of bitterness at the finish. But in stark contrast to a lot of IPAs, the bitterness is actually quite subdued, and you might think that like, oh, does that mean like it's overpowered by the mango-y flavour? Well, no, it actually complements it quite nicely at the finish. So you have got like this impression of like a boozy tropical fruit salad of like coconutiness and like a bit of mangoiness and papaya and bitter herbs. It's a very refreshing, light beer, honestly, for like something that's 5.5%. I can't really find anything major to fault about the flavour or the texture. I mean, the texture's actually pretty good. Yeah, there's this weird sort of like bitterness at the beginning, then it simmers out, and then it pops up again at the finish. But it complements like the mango-y taste really well. That's really good. See, the only thing I can really criticise about it is there's this weird bit of like almost gluiness in the aftertaste that I'm not really into, to be honest. I'm not really a big fan of that, but despite that, this is still a pleasant drinking experience, and it's honestly right up there as one of the best IPAs I've ever had. I'd honestly say this is a 9.25, possibly even pushing on for a 9.5, possibly, but I'm going to go with a 9.25 because I think that the aftertaste. The aftertaste doesn't ruin it, but it's like I wish it wasn't there anyway. And the texture does get a little bit too busy in the middle, but like generally speaking, this is still a near flawless drinking experience, and it's easily one of the best IPAs I've ever had, and it's right up there as probably the best tropical IPA I've ever had. So I can honestly not really find too much to fault with it, and even then, the things I can fault with it are fairly mild and don't really impact all that much on the overall drinking experience. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 9.25 out of 10, and I would thoroughly, thoroughly recommend this. I cannot recommend Imbongo by Boundary enough, really, quite honestly. This is fantastic stuff. So yeah, well done to Boundary. This is an absolute spectacular debut for this series for you guys, and thank you very much to my brother. That was an absolutely spectacular beer. So, if you guys did like this video, leave a like, share and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future episodes of Ted's Booze Cellar, leave them in the comment section down below. And, pardon me, if you want to check out anything else I do online, be that my other YouTube channels or my social medias, I'll leave the links to those in the video description down below. But till next time, have fun, stay safe with whatever you're doing, don't do anything I wouldn't do, wash your hands, take a mask with you to the shops, drink responsibly, know your limits, and I'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar. Bye bye for now.